Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. Now, in today's episode, we are moving on to the third scenario in the Age of Apocalypse expansion box, facing against none other than the titular character himself, Apocalypse, with none other than the person he may be cursed or doomed his existence, Angel, which is Angel, Warren Worthington, and also the Archangel. There might be some bad blood between these two. Let's get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are down at the table. Now, this table looks like a mess, and a lot of that is due to kind of like standard 3 gene pool. A lot of these scenarios kind of in the Age of Apocalypse scenario, as you can tell. We got the multi-villain scenario last week, even first week with Unis and the Perceived by the Past. There's just a lot of stuff and a lot of space it takes up on the table for sure. Hopefully, I'm going to try and explain you through kind of everything that's going on here, and I'm going to briefly talk about Angel real quick because I expect this one to take me a handful of attempts. I don't think this is a super easy scenario by any means. And I'm not even sure if the aspect I picked is even the right one. You won't know what the aspect is because I'm not going to flip this over, but you will know when the winning attempt comes later. So yeah, I'm expecting this will take me a couple attempts, so I'm going to do my best to explain through what this Apocalypse 1 scenario is like, what Angel and his game plan essentially is, and then we'll do the cut, get to the winning attempt. So let's talk about Apocalypse. So this is kind of like the biggest comparison I have to another scenario in the game is Hela. Essentially, Apocalypse can't really be defeated until we get to this side of one of the side schemes that says no longer worthy. And what it does is it ignores the force interrupt on the main scheme. And the force interrupt essentially says that when Apocalypse will be defeated, you discard each attachment from him, heal all damage from him, and then you remove X threat from this scheme. So, we can't actually defeat him until we get through all of the side schemes here. So you're like, okay, like what is the deal with the side scheme? So similar to Hela, they kind of like tell a story of like you're in the heart of the Empire, and then you flip it over, and then you're like the towering citadel, and then you go up the citadel and you go to the tyrant's throne, and then once you confront him there, he is no longer worthy. So essentially what this happens, it is a side scheme. Before you can challenge Apocalypse, you must fight your way through his tower. So threat can't be removed from this scheme in play while there's a Prelate minion in play. So similar to Hela, what happens is there's these 5 Prelate minions here, and only 4 of them actually show up, so one of them randomly isn't going to appear. So you start the game with this side scheme and one random Prelate minion in play engage with you. You have to defeat the Prelate minion in order to defeat the side scheme. When you defeat the side scheme, it has a when defeated ability that the first player reveals another random Prelate minion, and then this card gets flipped over. We go to the Towering Citadel, which has an extra, acceleration icon. Basically the same text. Defeat the minion, defeat this. When defeated, the first player reveals a random Prelate minion and then reveals this card. Again, one more extra acceleration icon, 4 threat this time. Same text, defeat the minion, defeat this. Once you finally defeat this, we get one last Prelate minion, and then we flip this card and get to no longer worthy. So the first player reveals a random, so we get the 4th out of, there's 5 total, so one of them won't be included. And no longer worthy here, this means that he can now be defeated. So there's a couple things we can go through. We kind of have an opportunity to build a little bit similar to Hela, but he has these attachments that make that really tough against him. Also, the steady makes it really tough, so you can't slow him down super effectively. Gene pool is also here, I think, is a requirement, so we can't really we can't necessarily chump block with allies super well. So there's a lot of things that he has going on that are pretty scary and can make him really tough. Let's talk about his setup real quick, even though I kind of talked about it. You set each unused villain card aside, each Prelate minion aside, and the Tyrant's Throne side scheme aside. You reveal the Heart of the Empire scheme. The first player reveals a random set-aside Prelate minion. So we're just going to shuffle this up, and then we'll roll a dice. We'll do a 1 through 5. So we'll just shuffle it a couple times. It is on a 4, so whatever the 4th one is is going to be the one we start with. Again, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the one in the final attempt, but we are starting with Sugar Man, and we'll set these other ones aside, along with the Tyrant's Throne. So that's going to come into play. Then we flip this over. It's Apocalypse. We set on Apocalypse 3 for Expert mode, so it's going to be 3 and 4. Technically, we don't even have to see his 4. The only way that he can advance is if he schemes this out. I'm pretty sure, right? The X is his printed hit point value. The Force Interrupt, oh yeah, when the main scheme is completed, it's on his hero card. You remove all threat from it. You flip this over and you reveal Apocalypse 4, which is essentially, if for some reason, the way they did it, I don't know if it's similar to Hell, I can't remember at the moment. You don't actually scheme out or lose condition on this one. It's on the Apocalypse card, but now when you finally get to 4, it's kind of like this journey of him getting stronger. When the main scheme is completed, the players lose the game, and the X is equal to his printed hit points, so we start off with 10 per player threat required to pop this and flip Apocalypse over. And then when we look at the things that are recommended, it is Apocalypse, Prelate. So Prelates is required, so we have to play with Gene Pool. And the standard set, so we have the standard and expert set here along with our obligation. Standard 3, of course, because it debuted here. And our 2 modular sets are Infinite and the Dark Riders, which are both in here. So all of this gets shuffled up, and becomes the encounter deck. So again, there's a ton to go through here, which is why I'm trying to do my due diligence to talk through it all and hopefully remember as I'm playing, because there's so many like force interrupts and triggers and things like that all over the board that it's pretty important to keep track of. Angel specifically is a really interesting character. He's one of our 3 side heroes, similar to Ant-Man, similar to Wasp. He's probably the newest one by far. And they hadn't revisited that design in a while, and it made a lot of sense for Angel. We've got Warren Worthington as his alter ego. We've got Archangel as his big form, and then we have Normal Angel as his small form. Essentially what Angel wants to do, he has that printed aerial, and he really does want to play a lot of events. He's an event-based hero, and he wants to be playing aerial cards. Essentially, when he plays aerial cards, he gets buffs here. So on the Angel side, he has Angel of Life. After you play an aerial event, you can draw 1 card, limit once per phase. Then we've got the Archangel form that says after you play an aerial event, you can deal damage to an enemy equal to its printed cost, which is really strong. And then we've got Warren Worthington here, which is kind of like similar to Scott Lang. As an action, you can heal 1 damage from Warren Worthington once per round. So really good, really solid, and hopefully should be a lot of fun here. So we've had the setup to the best of our ability here. Apocalypse is not easy by any means here. Again, like I said, I expect this. I would honestly be shocked, and I would say be proud of me if you see that the table doesn't really change, because that means I got it the first attempt, but I'm pretty sure that we won't be getting that. Last thing on Apocalypse, again, we can't defeat him until he's no longer worthy, but defeating him is pretty good because it gets rid of his attachments, and it's another way for us to thwart off the main scheme, which can get kind of scary. We might try and take a downturn here, but I'm honestly not super sure about that. We'll just have to see and play it by ear and just see what happens. So that's going to be that. We'll shuffle up this deck, and as always, we will get to the winning attempt here after we're done with the shuffle. And all right, so see you there. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle up and we draw here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we've got some really good cards in our hand right now. Nick Fury is really solid for us here. We can remove 4 threat from a scheme, so we can instantly clear the gene pool. These are solid cards for sure. I think what we want to do, honestly, I think we play the Nick Fury and then see if we can get the wings down and just go from there and just maybe have it be a build turn. Let's go ahead and spend 4 resources here. Let's play the Nick Fury. Let's use his ability to draw us 3 cards. 2, 3. Okay, so we've got the Power of Flight here. This is only a superpower card, which is pretty unfortunate. Hero action, but we can ready Angel once a turn, or we can reduce the cost of the next aerial event we play by 2. I don't think we want to end the turn in, what's it called? We definitely don't want to end the turn in Archangel for any reason this turn. So what I think we'll do is probably break the tough, do some thwarting off Gene Pool, and just go from there. When Sugar Man attacks, his attack gains piercing. If this defeats a character, he heals 5 health. Man, this Gene Pool is going to be rough. I don't think we have a ton of choice. We could stay down, but then we're wasting the Nick Fury block. So I think we do just flip up. We can attack, deal 4 damage. I mean, I don't think it really matters either way. We have to spend these 3 to just get our wings down. The wings are very important for Angel. It's a very good card for him. But yeah, we get to ready once per phase. So we'll go ahead and flip. We'll flip to a hero form here. After we play an aerial event, we can draw a card. We don't really have any right now. What we'll do is we'll thwart for 2, and then we'll ready off our wings, thwart for 2 more. Let's just completely clear down gene pool here. Then what we'll do is we'll have Nick Fury, I guess, break the tough on this guy here. And I think that's just gonna have to be it. We'll just ready up and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we've got a Soaring Acrobatics, we've got a Pitchback, so we can actually knock out this Sugar Man, draw a card for our troubles. Worthington Industries is actually pretty solid as well. Let's see what we can do here. So we're gonna go up to 2. Apocalypse is going to attack us here. This guy doesn't have... I think I'm fine with him getting threat on Gene Pool. This guy doesn't have Villainous, so we'll just have Nick Fury block this Apocalypse swing. That's 5 damage. Nick Fury's defeated. We triggered Gene Pool's response after an ally is defeated. Anything other than consequential, place 3 threat here. So we'll place 3 threat on it. Then what's going to happen, Sugar Man's going to hit us for 3. We'll just take this down to 9. His attack has piercing. If it defeats a character, heal 3 damage. Okay. Then we got an encounter card, the Apocalypse Solution. When defeated, discard the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X is the printed numeral on Apocalypse. Okay, so we have a crisis icon to deal with, but altogether not too bad. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a build turn for us here. So what should we do? I don't think we have the economy to play the adaptive plumage here. So what I think we want to do is we want to go ahead and attack here for 1 into Sugar Man. Then we will spend 1 resource here for a Pitchback. After your hero attacks, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So 1 plus 4 is 5. Sugar Man's going to be defeated. He'll go in the victory display. So now we can thread off the Heart of the Empire. Oh, there should be 1 higher because of the acceleration icon. So that'll do that. And then we can trigger our response after you play an aerial event to draw a card. We drew into Psylocke. If Angel, heal 1 damage. If you're an Archangel, ready or hero. Oof, that could be definitely interesting. What do we get? Archangel, after you play an aerial event, deal damage equal to its printed cost. And he puts another acceleration, so we really don't want to end the turn there. So what I want to do, I think we just get down the Worthington Industries, right? So let's go ahead and spend this double and get down our Soaring Acrobatics. So essentially this lets us buff any of our stats once a phase here, which will be pretty good for us. We're going to ready ourselves off our wings. And I think we're going to just thwart for 2 off of... this is tough. I think we'll thwart for 2 off of probably Gene Pool. Then what we'll do is we'll spend 1 resource to get down Worthington Industries. I think we will... So go up to 5, and then he's going to scheme for a base of 2. He might just pop it. So I don't think we can flip down this turn. We can shuffle an aerial card from our discard pile into our deck, and if we're an alter ego, we can draw a card. Is there any aerial cards I really want to shuffle back in? I guess Natural Flight would be really good. So let's shuffle this back in. And I think that'll be it for us for now. We're just kind of chilling, see what we can do, trying to build, taking advantage of our readies. Oh, I guess I should have spent the Soaring Acrobatics, right? So we'll just completely clear the Gene Pool. So that'll be pretty good. Shuffle up and just ready up, draw. Should go up to 5. All right, and then we draw 5 cards, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Got a Helicarrier. We drew into a Natural Flight. Chase them down. Cool. All right. So Apocalypse is gonna hit us. I think we just take this base of 3. He has Stalwart and Retaliate 1 now, so just 3 damage brings us down to 6. 1 encounter card. Sinister Strike. He's gonna attack us, and 1 counter on Pursued by the Past. Oh, this is rough. I think we have to defend this here, so we'll defend this one. Base of 3, 4 damage. So we'll take 2. And that's back to us. Okay, so we're not out of this just yet. We do need to clear some stuff though. So what can we do? We can remove 4 threat from a scheme. It'll draw us into a card, so then we can play the Martial Prowess. That might be solid. I think we'll have to do that. So yeah, we'll spend these two. We'll do a natural flight here. We'll move 4 threat from a scheme. We can't actually clear the main, so let's clear the Apocalypse solution here. Discard the top X card of the encounter deck where X is the printed numeral. It should be 3. It's covered right now. So 1, 2, 3. Our obligation is gone, which is pretty nice for us. After we play an aerial event, we can draw a card. Ooh, X-Gene's probably even better than the Martial Prowess. Especially if we decide to flip down here, which I think we... Not that we have to, but it's probably a good idea. We'll ready up here, and we'll use the Soaring Acrobatics and Thwart for 3 off the main. Bring it down to 2. And yeah, we definitely got to flip down here. So we'll flip down to Warren Worthington. We'll use our ability here, Regrowth. We'll heal a damage. And heal and damage limited once per round. Yeah, so we'll go up to 5. Let's actually use our Worthington Industries here. Let's shuffle the Natural Flight. Is it the Natural Flight we shuffle back in? I think so. Probably because there's just so much thwarting we need to do. And we're still building. So, yeah, it's not too bad right now. We do eventually want to pierce through this like molecular control and just knock Apocalypse out. But for the time being, I think we're okay. Got that shuffled up. And since we're an alter ego, we can draw a card. So let's see if that changes anything. Ooh, that does change a lot, actually. We're actually going to forego the Martial Prowess, spend these 3 resources, get down our Helicarrier, and then exhaust our Helicarrier to play down the X-Gene because we have the mutant trait. So now we have a lot of economy going, which is really solid for us. Hopefully we can live this turn and then really just start, you know, hitting Apocalypse where it hurts. I'm excited. All right, ready up and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Got a Natural Flight, Surprise Attack, chase them down. Yeah, I mean, these are kind of cool. I'm fine with these. All right. Cool. So, that's going to go to Apocalypse. It's going to go up to 4. He's going to scheme for base of 2, 3. So, up to 7. Got 1 encounter card. Wolf Among Sheep. The Prelate minion activates against you, otherwise Apocalypse activates. Okay, so this has to be a 0 boost or he pops. 2. Place 2 threat on Gene Pool. Okay, that's really lucky. So 1, 2, it goes up to 9, and then 2 threat on Gene Pool. Awesome. Yeah, we got it. Okay, we lived. Whew. Let's get that main down. That's our whole thing here. Okay, so first we want to start with using our action to heal 1 damage. That's also recover up to 9. So that's pretty good. Just getting our health back up. Then what we want to do is we already have our superpower training, so we really don't need this card. It can just be a resource because we already have our wings down. Interesting. We want to shuffle an aerial card back in because we want to see another card right now. So what aerial card do we want? Adaptive Plumage, remove 3 threats. I guess it could be this. We'll shuffle the Adaptive Plumage back in, and then we'll draw a card because we're still an alter ego. Shuffling. One last one, and draw whatever card this is. Surprise Attack. Okay. Cool. Now what we'll do is he has Retaliate, which really sucks. We have to break the tough eventually. Man, our hand really doesn't do anything if I guess we should just take the Retaliate, start dealing some damage to him. Why not? Let's go for it. Okay. We'll flip up to Angel here. When we flip, I think we'll play both. Well, I guess we'll do a Helicarrier beforehand. We'll play 1 surprise attack, and then we'll spend this one for another surprise attack. So after you change form, deal 3 damage, 4 if you spend a fist. So this one will deal 3. It'll go first, and this one, since it's a wild, it will deal 4. So we break the tough, we take a Retaliate, and then this one, we take another Retaliate, but we actually deal 4 this time. So that'll bring him from 10 down to 6. Okay, so that's pretty good. So all of that's going to be gone. Then what we want to do is do natural flight, X gene. Right, yeah, let's do this. For natural flight, let's remove 4 threat from a scheme. So we'll remove 4 from here. We can drop this down to 5. What happens is a couple things. I draw a card because I played an aerial card, and avian anatomy, after you spend this card to play an aerial event, return that event to your hand. Oh, return the event to my hand after resolving the effects. So we still do get to draw a card. Drew into cannonball here. I don't mind this, actually. So we want to play down cannonball. You can't really activate this turn, but do we even play him, or do we just natural flight again? It's kind of like my thought process here. We can natural flight again. Hold the cannonball. Yeah, let's do it. Let's natural flight him again. Drop him down to 1. And then let's ready off of our wings. And let's do soaring acrobatics. Or I guess we don't have to. We'll just store it for 2 off of gene pool. We'll hold cannonball and then we'll ready up draw. Yeah, we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Razor Dive is pretty good here. He doesn't have a tough anymore. We'll go to Warren Worthington and draw a card. Go to Archangel, deal 3 to an enemy, so we can deal 5 total with the Metamorphosis. Well, that's a deal, right? So you play an aerial event equal to its cost. Okay, we'll just have to see what happens. This goes up by 2. Apocalypse is going to activate against us. We have to just defend it here. 3, 4, 5. So we take 3. Oh, we'll say soaring acrobatics. So 7. Use 5 damage. We defended for 3. So we take 2 down to 5. Got an encounter card here. Barrage. After barrage attacks, you do 1 damage to each character you control. Alright. And that's back to us. So, what do you want to do here? I think we definitely want to play cannonball. Then what do we do after that? So we'll do a helicarrier and then 2 resources. This one and this one for cannonball. So when he would take any amount of consequential reduced by X for the amount of aerial cards in our hand, we have 2 cards, so he's not going to take any consequential on his next attack. I think what we want to do is do we want to go to Archangel? We just don't have the economy. If we had 1 more card, it would have been really solid. Because we could have Razor Dived and then Metamorphosis out with our organic wings. Trying to think here. I probably want to heal. So maybe we can't ignore Barrage, though. That's the problem. But we don't have the economy to play anything I want, really. Guess we can Metamorphosis. 2, 2. I think Metamorphosis is what we play. So let's go ahead and do the X gene and 1 resource for Metamorphosis. We're going to switch to Archangel, and that's going to deal 3 damage to an enemy. So we're switching to Archangel. We're still exhausted. So an aerial card is, yes, deal after you play an aerial card. Okay, so we're dealing 3 damage to an enemy. Let's just do it to Apocalypse because it's not an attack. Hit him down to 3 health. Then we'll use our response on Archangel here, which says, after you play an aerial event, deal damage to an enemy equal to that event's printed cost. So that was a 2-cost event, so we'll deal 2 to him. And then we will attack. Oh, shoot. We would attack for 2 before we played that, so he takes on consequential 2 more to get rid of Barrage. Do we stay up? I really do want to heal, but we have a 3, even 4 defense stat here. If we go back to Angel, we're able to... Yeah, I don't think we can do that. I think we will go to Angel, though. and probably just defend again. So we'll do our once per turn flip to normal angel. We're ready off our wings, and then we'll just thwart for 2. I think that'll be fine. Ready up draw here. Do we want to use Worthington Industries? I don't. Let's do it. Let's shuffle Metamorphosis back in, just because it opens a lot of options for us. Okay. Cool. We're not doing too bad. I'm building a decent amount here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Enemy attacked if you're Angel. Northeast boost icon and ability for this attack. This is once per phase. So we can just choose to take 3 here. Save our activation. It might actually be worth doing. So it's gonna go up by 2. This is interesting. He's gonna attack us. Let's just do it. Let's run the X gene here for aerial agility. We'll ignore each boost icon, and boost effect. So it would have only been 4. So we'll take 3 damage, go down to 2, and then we get to draw after you play an aerial event. Once per phase, draw a card. We have one encounter card here. Exhaustion. That's really bad. Surge and exhaust your identity with the Apocalypse solution. That's gonna come back in with 3. Okay. That's back to us. So we're probably gonna deck out this turn. Yeah, that's really rough. So what I want to do is an aerial character uses a basic power. He's just a mutant. This is tough. What do we do? We can draw a card. Metamorphosis is very strong. I think we have to play down Hulk and hit Apocalypse with him. How many aerial cards do we have? 2. Let's play down the Hulk. Let's go ahead and swing at Apocalypse. There's no guard or anything on the board, so he's going to discard something. Lightning, is that 1 damage to every character? Okay, well, we are alive. That's 1 here, 1 here, 1 to Cannonball. It's also 1 to Apocalypse. He's going to swing on him for 3. He's going to take a Retaliate and a Consequential, so Hulk will be at like 3 health. And that'll be that. So he's going to be when he would be defeated, right? When Apocalypse would be defeated, discard each attachment from him, heal all damage, and remove X threat from the scheme. So he removes 10 threat from the scheme, so this goes down to 0. Then what we're going to do is he's going to be back up at 10 health, right? Metamorphosis does just let us push more damage on him, which is decent. Like, that's not bad to do. But then we can't ready yet. Oh, no, we can. Let's do the Techno-Organic Wings first. To ready. Then we will do Metamorphosis for 2 to go to Archangel. Just going to deal 3 damage and then 2 more because of the ability. Oh, I guess before I spend all my aerial cards, we'll have gosh. We'll have Cannonball Thwart for 2 off this. Drop it down to 1. Then yeah, we'll flip to Archangel, do all that stuff, deal the 5 damage. Then we'll flip down to we're in Worthington, use our ability heal for 1, and then recover for 3, up to 5. And I think that's just gotta be it. Yeah. And then we didn't shuffle in anything with Worthington this turn, I know for sure. So how many cards do we have in our deck? 4, 5, 6. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I guess we can hold a card so we don't deck out this turn. So what do we think we'll need? I think Razor Dive probably. We'll shuffle Razor Dive back in. Yeah, mostly because we probably want to go to Archangel this turn, and we probably want to defeat this side scheme and then defeat the minion immediately, if I had to guess. So, do that. Then we draw a card because we're an alter ego. Adaptive Plumage. Okay, I will just hold it. All right, so we're just ready everything up and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. We didn't get the piercing. It's the last card in our deck, but we will deck out and draw into it this next turn. It's going to go by 2. He's going to scheme for base of 2. Attach this card to Apocalypse. After Apocalypse schemes, place 1 threat on each side scheme. Well, that sucks. So this is going to make a scheme. So 2, 3, so it's going to go up to 5. Then it says he places 1 threat on each side scheme. So go up to that. And then, yeah, that'll be that. And then we got an encounter card. Just the Infinite Soldier. There's no threat on Gene Pool, so we're cool. He just comes into play. Okay. Alright. So, there's a couple things we need to take care of. We really do want to clear Heart of the Empire, so let's go ahead and do Worthington Industries. Let's shuffle in the Razor Dive. And then we know for sure both of these cards are Razor Dive, so we'll just add one of them to our hand. Then we will heal off our ability to go up to 6 health as our action. And then what we do from there. We probably have to recover, right? So we'll recover up to 9. Then what we'll do is probably want to just knock him out again. No, we want to knock out the Prelate that comes in. So how do we do that? Remove 2 threat from a scheme if we metamorphosis into... It's tough. Okay, I have a couple things I want to accomplish. I just don't know how to accomplish them. We need to clear 3 threat from that. But how are we clearing 3 threat? Metamorphosize, we clear 2 here. We can clear 3 from that. With... I just really don't have good answers to clear 3 threat from that. Because Cannonball does 2. Razor Dive. What is Razor Dive? It's a fist, so we know Hulk can actually swing here because we know what this card is guaranteed. So let's just start with that. So we'll have Hulk swing here. He's going to defeat the Infinite Soldier, take a consequential, and he's going to discard this for 5. We're going to deck out and get an encounter card. Yeah, this shuffles up. So we knew for sure we can get rid of that guy. Do we knock him out again this turn? Is the question. So what I think we'll do, I think we will... we don't want to metamorphosis into... I think we just want to knock out Apocalypse. Metamorphose down into Angel, ready up, then Razor Dive. Oh, but it only gets the piercing. It only gets piercing if we are in Archangel. I think that's still our best bet. Okay, let's do that. So we'll do Metamorphosis. Yeah, Metamorphosis of spending Helicarrier in the X gene. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go into Archangel to deal 3 to an enemy. And then 3 to an enemy and then 2 more to an enemy because of our ability. So we'll just knock Apocalypse out. He's going to go back to 10 health. He loses all his attachments and removes all the threat from the main. Then what we want to do is we have so many cards in our hand. I think we need just Cannonball to thwart for 2. Clear this. It says discard the top X cards, where X is the numeral, so it's just 3 cards he's milling. 2, 3. Okay, so those guys are all gone. I think we're going to flip to reduce the next aerial event we play by 3, or do we go for a ready? I think we need the ready, right? Yeah. So we will flip down to angel as our once per turn flip. Use our wings to go ahead and ready us. We'll thwart for 3 using our soaring acrobatics. It's going to clear Heart of the Empire. So when defeated, the first player finds a random set aside Prelate minion, and then deal each other player an encounter card, flip this card over. So it's going to come in with 3. So got one of these random set aside Prelate minions here. So we'll just roll a dice here. I don't know which one's going to be which. We'll just roll it. 5. Okay, that's not one of the numbers. 3. So whichever one's going to be in the 3 slot, it'll be this guy. Okay, so we've got the Shadow King. So this guy's not nice. I think it says after you attack, you choose an ally you control with the highest thwart, either discard it or place it on the main. Comes in with the tough. Okay, so we have almost everything tapped out. But I think we should be able to do it because of the Ironheart in our hand, actually. Spend these 2 resources. Let's go ahead and play down Ironheart. When she enters play, you can draw a card. And then now we can play, 3 for any of these. We'll have Ironheart. No, it has to be Razor Dive, right? We'll have Ironheart break the tough here. We'll take a consequential. And then we will spend 3 for a Razor Dive, deal 6 damage to an enemy. It gains Piercing and Overkill for an Archangel, but we ended the turn in Angel. He only has 5 per player health, so he's going to go in the victory display. So that's 2 of them cleared. I think we have a pretty decent board, so we can just try and start pressuring a little bit here. Our health is looking fine. It really just kind of depends what our hand looks like. Okay, so we'll just ready everything up here. And draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is actually pretty good in my opinion. So go up to 3. Yeah, this is pretty good for clearing a minion that comes in. Apocalypse is going to go ahead and attack us here. I think what we'll do is, I think we will have Hulk just block this for us to save our hit points. 3, give each Prelate minion a tough status, otherwise give Apocalypse a tough. Okay, Hulk's gonna be defeated. That means 3 threat goes on Gene Pool. Got an encounter card. Oh, 2 encounter cards. It shouldn't be this one first, it should be this one. Attacks with Apocalypse. His attacks gain Overkill. Well, I'm glad he got that after he attacked us. So yeah, so that's attached to him now. We've got the Dark Riders. Hinder 1 per player. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a Dark Riders minion is discarded, and then reveal it. So again, I always thought we were good to go, but as always, we've got Dark Riders. After Tuss attacks you, you are stunned. Okay, so we got a lot of things to deal with on the board now. Oh, and he has a tough on him. Wow, that's like terribly bad. Okay, well, how do we deal with everything that's going on now? So toss an area character you control, choose a player, deal 3 damage to the villain in each thing, engage with that player. I actually think that's fine. So what I think I want to start with is have Ironheart break the tough on Tusk, I guess. She'll be defeated. I think we will actually end up just playing the bombs away. That can help us with a little bit of thwarting as well, with the chase them down. Let's do a bombs away. So we will exhaust an area character we control, deal 3 damage to the villain, and each minion engage with that player. Deal 3 damage here. And then this will break Apocalypse. It's tough. Okay. Then what we want to do is, after we play an aerial event, we can draw a card. Oh, I guess we wanted to play one of the chase them downs. Oh no, we haven't defeated anyone yet. So we do have 4 thwarting in our hand. But do we have the resources? I don't think so. We do want to play both pitchbacks. We can play one off Helicarrier. That's about it. He only has Overkill right now. He doesn't have like high thwarting or anything, so I think we're still chill here. I think we're just gonna have to bank on Dark Riders is not gonna get anything this turn. Is there something we want to shuffle in with our Worthington Industries? Probably the Metamorphosis. We're not gonna flip down this turn, so we'll shuffle that in, and we're not gonna draw anything. You know, we could have knocked Apocalypse out, but I think we'll just save it for next turn and hopefully knock all that threat off the main. So I think what it has to start with, we're going to attack for 1 to Apocalypse, bring him down to 9, and that's going to trigger, oh, we'll do a Helicarrier before that. And then we'll play 1 pitchback after your hero attacks, deal 4 damage to an enemy, and then we'll also spend 1 more pitchback to deal 4 damage to another enemy because it's in the same window. So yeah, that works out. So we'll deal 4 here. It's going to defeat Tusk. Then we're going to trigger the chase them down to lower something by 2 threat. I think we'll do it to Gene Pool here. So that was 4 to him, and then we can also do 4 to Apocalypse, bring him down to 5. Then we will ready off of our wings here. Then we can thwart for 3 off of, probably not the Towering Citadel. I think we just do clear the Dark Riders. So we'll just thwart for 3, just in case. We don't have to deal with it. And that's back to Apocalypse here. So survived the double encounter card turn somewhat well. Let's hopefully find a good hand of 5 here and gets us to play something. Okay. I mean, Natural Flight in this board state actually isn't that bad. So let's just see. It's going to go up by 2 more, up to 5. Apocalypse is going to go ahead and swing on us for a base of 4. We have to defend this here. 5, 6. We defended for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So down to 9. Encounter card. Sinister Strike. That's probably the worst thing we could have seen. His attacks have overkill as well. We just have to just see if we can live it. We don't really have any options, right? Oh, I guess we could have defended for 1 more. So we should be at 6 health. I think we have to just let Cannonball go. See if we have a chance to live this 4. After this resolves, put 1 on Pursued by the Past. This is going to go 1, 2, 3. And he attacked for 4 total. So Cannonball takes 1. And then 3 bleeds over onto our health bar. Okay. So we're pretty close to getting our Nemesis, which is also really bad for us. But there's not a ton we can do about that. We just have to keep playing it out. Okay, so we need to try and defeat Apocalypse or flip down one of the 2 this turn. We'll have to do... I think we just have to spend... Well, we'll send 1 resource, 2 resources. We're just going to Do we overpay? No, let's just do an X-Gene. So we'll do Avian Anatomy and X-Gene for Natural Flight. We'll remove 4 threat from a scheme. And then because we spent that card, it comes back to our hand. We can trigger Angel's ability here to draw us a card. Razor Dive doesn't really help, but it does let us clear Apocalypse, which gives us a flip down to heal up, which I guess is good. So I think this is going to be a pretty simple rest of the turn. We'll play this double to get down our Martial Prowess. So we can start dealing some like damage, playing some attack events. We'll spend these 3 resources for... do we spend the 3? Or do we hold the Natural Flight for next turn? I think we'll hold the Natural Flight, so we'll just do this double for Razor Dive. We'll deal 6 damage to an enemy. We'll just knock Apocalypse out. That's going to reset his health again. He's going to lose his attachment, and it's going to go down to 0. We will ready off of our wings, and we will flip to Warren Worthington, heal for 3, up to 6, and then use our Worthington Industries response, or sorry, our response here to heal 1 more. And now we'll use Worthington Industries. What are we looking for here? I think Razor Dive, right? Because we want to probably try and clear this, get a Prelate minion out, and then instantly clear it. So yeah, let's shuffle the Razor Dive in. Shuffle that up. All right. Then we draw a card because we're an alter ego. Pitch back. I think we'll just hold that. We'll just ready up and draw. It hasn't been going too bad, but I don't know. I feel like I'm always on a razor's edge. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so the surprise attacks are really good. The problem is we're not really switching forms. It's going to go by 3. Apocalypse is going to go ahead and activate Scheme for base of 2. 1 counter on pursued by the pass. So it's going to go up to 5. This is going to pop, so we get our nemesis in play. So Harpoon comes out. When revealed, discard cards on the top of your deck into discard an event. Take indirect damage equal to its cost. And these 3 are going to get shuffled in. And he's also going to scheme for a base of 1. He gets +1 attack while attacking character with an aerial trait. So one more scheme's going to go on here. It says each attack from a brute enemy deals indirect damage. Force responds after friendly character takes any amount of indirect damage, exhausts that character. Wow, that's really rough. So we're going to be exhausted here. So it's going to come in with 2. And so he's going to discard until we discard an event card. So we take 1 indirect and we get exhausted. He schemed for 1. I've got an encounter card. Plays 4 threat on Gene Pool. So it's kind of a break encounter card for us. Okay. So now we got Harpoon to deal with. What do we want to do here? So first, let's use our ability to heal for 1, up to 7. I think we do want to shuffle in a card for Worthington Industries. What do we have here? We could just Razor Dive him. It wouldn't deal overkill, but it would deal 3 to Apocalypse. Apocalypse doesn't pop the main unless he schemes this next turn. This is tough. We could Razor Dive, but then we can't flip back because we don't have a Metamorphosis, so he would pop the main. Let's just do a Worthington first. What do we want to shuffle in? It's any one aerial card. Power Flight is not an aerial card, sadly. Shuffle back in Cannonball. Let's do it. Why not? Probably would like a chance to play him again. Honestly, I don't think we can flip up to Archangel. I think we do need the ready. Surprise attack. Wow, we have a lot of damage though. Do we try and spend all of them? We'll try and spend some of them for sure. I think we need enough for Razor Dive. Let's just see. So we're gonna ready up. Sorry, we're gonna flip up. Let's do a Helicarrier before we flip up though. Oh wait, I had already flipped into Angel. I didn't mean to. I was supposed to be on Warren Worthington. We'll flip up here, and in that triggering window after we change form, I think we'll just spend 2 of them. So this one will be for 3 damage. Then we'll do Martial Prowess. This one will be for 4 damage. We can do another one for 3. We'll do 4, 4, 3. I guess so. So we'll knock out Harpoon completely. And then one of the 4 will go on to Apocalypse, drop him down to 6. That should be fine, I think. So all of that's gone. Then we want to definitely clear this. None of those were aerial cards. So let's ready off of our wings. Let's go ahead and thwart. Or I guess we don't have to tap that. Let's just clear hook, line, and sinker. I think we just want to clear Apocalypse here just so we can thwart. So let's do an X-Gene and these 2 resources for a Razor Dive. That's going to deal 6 damage. So that'll knock Apocalypse out. Essentially the same as like thwarting 6 off of the main. And that's going to be back to us. We do get to draw. So I guess we have a Metamorphosis. I guess we'll just hold this and then we'll just ready up. Draw up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a Natural Flight, Aerial Agility. Okay. Alright, it's going to go up by 3. Apocalypse is going to attack us. Let's just face tank it, see what happens. 3. Take 2 indirect damage, so 5 total. Down to 2. Got 1 encounter card. Sphere Shot. Discard cards on the top of the deck until you discard an event. Take indirect damage equal to its printed cost. And if it has aerial, okay. Indirect equal to its printed cost. It doesn't have aerial, 0 cost. Oh, we're alive. Oh my gosh, I didn't know how close we were to dying. I would have just defended. Oh man, I got so scared. Okay, that's back to us. So let's start with metamorphosis for sure, right? I think we just have to do it. Let's do it. Let's do the helicarrier and the X gene for metamorphosis. We will change to Warren Worthington and draw a card. Let's go ahead and recover here for 3. 1, 2, 3, up to 5. Then we'll also use our ability to heal 1 health up to 6. Then what we'll do is use our Worthington Industries to shuffle an aerial card back in and draw. What do we want to shuffle? And what does aerial agility do? Give your hero tough status. When enemy attacks, gain retaliate 1. We might have to end our turn in Archangel, but we already have one in our hand. How many cards we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ending our turn in Archangel, what does that look like? Like, what does that represent for us? We can do 4 off Gene Pool, but we can't get the ready. I think what we'll do is we'll shuffle an attack event or metamorphosis again. Let's just shuffle metamorphosis back in. Okay. I feel like we're kind of like really stuck here. My HP's too low. I'm not seeing enough of my allies. Yeah, I don't know. I think Nick Fury's in these bottom couple cards too, which could give us a little bit of an edge. Metamorphosis again is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I don't mind this. I think we'll spend these 2 resources to change into Angel, so we'll remove 2 threat from a scheme. So let's change into Angel, we'll remove 2 threat from a scheme. What should we take it off? Let's take it off a Gene Pool. Then we can trigger our response in Angel to draw us a card. Nick Fury. This is what I was looking for. What does he do? He removes 2 threat from a scheme. That's honestly not super great. Honestly, I feel like I'd rather... Can ready here? Can ready here. Can thwart for 3. Let's just push it. Let's see what we can get to. This will go up. We can still flip down to Warren Worthington here because we haven't done our once per turn flip, which we might actually end up just doing. So we'll roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Middle one. Mr. Sinister. He's got villainous and tough. Or we can flip up and use the aerial agility. This is tough. This comes in with 4. So we do want to try and clear Mr. Sinister as fast as we can. We're going to get a lot of encounter cards. Oh, this is really tough here. I think we will just try and draw 3. We'll go for it. Let's play on the Nick Fury. Draw us 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Power of Flight and a Metamorphosis. Oh wait, this is perfect. The Metamorphosis is perfect right now to take out Mr. Sinister. Let's attack Mr. Sinister. Break is tough. We got a consequential. Then let's spend this Metamorphosis here for the Power of Flight. We can switch to Archangel to deal 3 damage to an enemy. So we're switching to Archangel, dealing 3 damage to an enemy, 3 here, and then we can use our response after we play an aerial card, deal card damage equal to its cost. That'll just completely knock out Mr. Sinister. He goes in the victory display. We have a block from Nick Fury here. We have Cannonball in hand. I think this is the best it's gonna get. We just have to clear this side scheme next turn, and we should be okay in a way, like almost in the clear. That's gonna be it. Yeah, we just have to ready up draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That worked out really well. Just kind of went for it. We're decking out here, so we got an encounter card, and yeah, we really have to clear the Tyrant's Throne this turn for sure. But if we can end up doing that, we might be in a really good spot. Okay. We have to have Nick Fury block and just hope we don't find an infinite soldier. I think there's definitely a high likelihood we could, but what can we do? Okay. So that'll be that. drop 3 more. 1, 2, and aerial agility is so good here actually. I think we might actually just play that. And this is limited once per phase, so we can actually deal a little bit of chip back to Apocalypse. And we definitely play the aerial agility, right? I think so. Okay, so it's going to go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes up from 3 to 8. Apocalypse is going to attack us. We're going to go ahead and spend the X gene here for an aerial agility. As Archangel, we'll get a tough, and we gain retaliate 1 for this attack. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Breaks our tough, and we retaliate him for 1, down to 9. 2 encounter cards here. First one, Gauntlet. After Gauntlet attacks, you discard an upgrade you control. Next one, Harpoon. Attach Harpoon if Harpoon's not in place, search the encounter deck and discard pile and reveal him and attach this card to him if you cannot. Okay, so we find Harpoon. When revealed, discard cards. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Why does this work like this? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're shuffle up the encounter deck. We have 2 guys against us. Wow, that's so annoying. Okay. So we have to just discard cards and do the indirect thing again. Hopefully we can go on Nick Fury. At least he doesn't attack us is what I can say. Yeah, well, we're just gonna have to see what we can do. So that's gonna shuffle that up. We're gonna get an acceleration icon. And then so he gets to do is when revealed, reveal him and attach this card to him. Okay, so we take 2 indirect here. If an ally is defeated by anything other than consequential, place 3 threat. I honestly don't think we can afford to put it on our health bar. Let's give Nick the 2 indirect, and this is going to go up by 3, up to 5. Because he was defeated by something other than consequential. Okay, that's going to be back to us. So, a couple cards in my hand. We've got to knock people out, but I don't really have anything. I don't really have any damage. I'm looking at this once again. So I think we can flip down and try and hide, but I don't think that's going to work for us very well either. Reduce the cost of the next aerial event we play is not going to be good enough. We'll swing for 2, 3 damage into Gauntlet here. We'll flip to, oh man. Harpoon says he gets +1 attack against a character with the aerial trait. Does this say aerial event down here? After you play an aerial event, draw a card. I hope I hadn't misplayed that. Wow. He has 2 attack now. First response, after Harpoon attacks, you take 2 indirect damage. I think we just have to flip down and hide. I feel like we just don't have a choice. This only reduces the cost of events. Oh no. We have to defeat Harpoon. That's what it is. Because we have to just play Hulk and gamble is what it looks like. Yeah. We'll play down the Hulk and he'll swing for 3 into Harpoon. That's a mental, so he's going to discard himself, but we just needed him gone, really. So he's out of here. I just don't think there's anything else we can really do. We'll flip all the way to Warren. We'll heal for 1. Yeah, we have to try and find damage or something here. I mean, we can do Worthington Industries and shuffle in a Metamorphosis. But yeah, we might be at the end of the road here. This is looking really tough. We'll just have to see if we live this round. I don't think we will, though. I don't know. We're just going to have to see. Shuffle up and then draw a genius. We probably want to hold this, so we'll just ready up and draw up 4 more. 2, 3, 4. Wow, we found all our... Dude, I don't want to see these cards. This is like really, really bad. Okay. We'll have to see what happens. So this is going to go up by like 4 or 5. So this is definitely going to pop. So when the main is completed, remove all threat, flip this card and reveal Apocalypse 4. So he's going to have toughness. He has 11 health, so he'll go up by 1 health here. His attacks have overkill now. When the main scheme is completed, the players lose the game. So he's going to scheme for a base of 3. 4. So he's going to go up to 4. And this guy will scheme for 2 more, up to 6. Got an encounter card. Teamwork. So the one that comes in after Synops attacks, you're confused. So teamwork is the one that comes in schemes. So it's go all the way up to 8, and if it gets to 11, we lose. Oh gosh. Okay. We have to clear the Tyrant's Throne no matter what this turn. Okay. That's back to us. We will exhaust. This should all be ready. We'll exhaust Worthington Industries. We have to shuffle in just to find a card. Let's just shuffle in Aerial Agility. We'll heal 1 using our ability here. Okay. What can we do? The attacks have overkill now too, so I have to just basic defend them every time. Man, this is going to be tough. These guys only have effects when they attack you. So we shuffled all that up, draw a card, bombs away. That's actually super good for us right now. I think so, right? Yeah. Very, very good. Okay. That's going to be awesome. We can't recover here. Let's just flip to Angel first. Then we have to do this Helicarrier and this double to play down Cannonball. How many aerial cards are in our hand? We have 1, so he won't be defeated by this activation. We have to clear... Do we clear the minions? Do we clear Tyrant's Throne? It really does just come down to... No, we'll have Cannonball attack for 1 on Gauntlet. Then we'll use our ability, or we'll use Bombs Away here to exhaust an aerial character, and we'll choose a player, deal 3 damage to the villain, each minion engage, 3 here, 3 here, and then 3 is going to break this tough. So both of these guys are defeated. If we had to chase them down, that would have been really good. But after we play an aerial event, we do get to draw a card here into Metamorphosis. I don't think that super helps us right now. Then what we have to do is we have to spend this double here. We'll play down Ironheart. So when she enters play, we can draw a card. Then what we'll do is... we'll have Ironheart thwart for 1. And then we will have... we're ready. Use our Soaring Acrobatics to thwart for 3. So now we get a minion in play with us. I mean, if he schemes here, he schemes here, right? That's kind of what it comes down to. So he's no longer worthy. So attach to Apocalypse and heal 5 per player damage from him. So now he just has 11 health. You cannot take damage while there's a Prelate minion in play. Ignore the forced interrupt on the main scheme. So now we just have to deal with this and one of his last minions here. So I really don't even know the last 2 who are left. So we'll just roll the dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, whoever this one is. Abyss gets +2 hit points for each face down card attached. He engages the first player. After Abyss activates against you, attach the top card of your deck to him face down. That's really all we can do here. It's just one of those things where, yeah, if he gets a scheme activation, he gets it. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. There's not a ton we can really do. I think we'll just discard 2 cards. We'll hold the Metamorphosis, and then we'll ready up. That's really all we can do. Just hope. That's all there is here, just hope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Razor Dive is extremely good for what we want to do here. Yeah, it's very good. It says Apocalypse can't... What is it, Apocalypse? He cannot take damage while there's a Prelate minion. Okay. Alright, so this is going to go up by 2, up to 10, and it pops at 11. Apocalypse is going to attack us. His attacks have overkill. Let's go ahead and defend it. So that'll be base of 3, 1 counter on pursued by the pass. So we take 1 damage here. Then Abyss is going to attack us. I think we just take this 2. He's going to attach the top card of our deck face down. Now he has 7 health, so a lot more to deal with. An encounter card, don't be a scheme activation. Okay. It just increases his scheme stat, and that's back to us. Okay. What we want to do, we need to keep the main in check for sure. This guy has 7 health now. We have a natural flight, which is super good right here. think we just start with the natural flight and see what it draws us into. So let's do that. Yeah, that's just perfect. Let's just spend it. Natural flight's gonna clear 4 threat. Then, since we played an event, we can draw a card. Aerial agility. That's actually really good because he has overkill as well. Do we need to ready up is my next question. I don't think so. What do I want to do? Let me think about this. Cannonball. We can have what's her face? We can have Ironheart break this tough. I think we'll start with that. She's gonna break that tough. I think that's always happening. Then what we can do is we can have Cannonball. We have enough aerial cards in our hand. Cannonball can go ahead and swing for 2 onto Abyss here. He still has 5 health left. Oh man, we were playing really on the razor's edge here, but I think we're so close to it. Then we can do we thwart for 3? Ready, you thwart for 3 more, and then just razor dive this guy? Stay in angel form? No, we have to flip up. I think we do this. I think we also thwart for 3 here. Just because we need to not die to an advance or something. I mean, we still have decent chances of dying to one, but I'm trying to, you know, hedge my bets as best as I can. We already drew off an aerial event, right? Yes, we did. I think what we'll do instead is I think we'll metamorphosis and then flip back down and hope I can take his next 2 hits. Man, there really is no safe way to do this. Do I think he's going to activate an attack, or I think he's going to scheme? That really is what it comes down to. And I don't know what I think it's going to be. I think the best bet is trying to hoping it's not a scheme is what it seems like to me. So after you change form, what is the wording on this? After you play an aerial event. I don't think the timing works out the way I want it to either, which also sucks. I don't know. No, I think we have to flip back down. I think we have to flip back down for the main reason that we can ignore the boost icons. So we know for sure we live his first hit. And if a second one comes out, we're just kind of cooked. I think it just has to be like that. I don't think we have any other choices here. Okay. So I think we have to start by doing the metamorphosis. So we'll do an X gene, this one for 2. We'll metamorphosis here. We'll flip to Archangel. What's going to happen is we deal 3 damage to an enemy, and then this responds, dealing 2 more. So it's going to knock out Abyss. It's in the victory display. I don't know where this goes, but I think it goes here. Then we're going to do our once per turn flip down into Angel. Then what we'll do is we will trigger the surprise attack here. We use our martial prowess to deal 4 damage. He can take damage now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 7. We've got a razor dive left, but really nothing else left to our name. Let's use our Worthington Industries here. If we have another aerial agility, that might be really good, but I don't think we do. Do I want to shuffle any of these cards? I guess metamorphosis. And that's going to be it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It all comes down. I felt like it all came down to a scheme last turn, but now it comes to if he's attacking twice because he has overkill. All right, we'll just drop 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Razor dive. That's it. Just has to be enough. It simply has to be enough. So we'll draw up here. So you can go up by 2, up to 5. Apocalypse is going to go ahead and attack us here. Do we defend first? Is the question. I think we do. Let's defend first. Use our soaring acrobatics for 3. Put 1 counter on pursued by the past. We take 0 damage. Okay, so if he gets another activation, we can actually live through aerial agility. Let's see what it is. Spear shot. Discard cards on the top of your deck until you discard an event. Take indirect damage equal to its cost. And if it has the aerial trait, we'll take 2. It surges. That does have aerial, so we surge into... Oh my goodness, we're alive. Into biomorphing. Oh my gosh, we got it. Oh, that was so close. Yeah, he has 7 health left. There's nothing he can do. We have been ignoring this, and he hasn't flipped a Prelate minion. We have more than enough aerial cards, so he will attack for 2 here. This was an insane game. Oh my goodness, if we saw our obligation, it might have been cooked, but we saw almost everything, and it kind of worked out in the end. That's absolutely insane. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we'll do this. No, we can't do that yet. We will just flip to Archangel here. We'll do a martial prowess, dealing 4 damage. Drop him down to 1. Then we'll reduce the cost of the next aerial event we play by 2. Spend 1 resource for a razor dive, hit him for 6 with piercing and overkill. That's 5 overkill. And then we still had this X Gene, and then 1 more card for another razor dive for 6 more, bringing him from 5 to 11. Wow, that was absolutely insane. Oh my goodness, that's Apocalypse. There was no prelates in play. We defeated them all. We ignored the Force Interrupt on the main scheme that revives him. He got to stage 4. We did let him pop 1 time, but that was enough tempo that we needed to rest back in our control to knock out Apocalypse. That was an absolutely insane game. The only one we didn't see of the prelates was Mikhail Rasputin, which just says when they attack you, it deals 1 damage to your identity. Wow. That was crazy. Angel has so much ways to like flip around, heal damage, recover, Worthington getting the events back in your deck that you want to see. That was really cool. I thought that was a really awesome, cool thematic showcase. I swear if we missed a threat here or there, or damage here or there, that made it a loss. I think in general, it was played really well, really awesome. Oh, that was just really cool. As always, to cool down from that, let's go ahead and check out the deck list. I'll see you there. Okay, so here we are with the Angel deck list. Now, Angel and I have an interesting history. So when I first tried playing this character, and even when I revisited him, I kind of bounced off event heroes in this game, like really hard. I didn't really get it. I was coming from, at least as a new multiplayer player, I was coming from the idea of like, well, we want to like full control the board, and like I want like a lot of allies on the board because they have like a lot of value and they get multiple activations. And then also, like I don't know, I just felt like playing an event card felt worse than playing an ally because it's not like permanent or like playing an upgrade. But I think I've done like a pure 180 on like event characters where I think they're really fun, and I think also like super thematic. Angel really leans into his identity of flying, the aerial trait, and his event identity. He really wants to be playing aerial cards. He wants to be playing aerial events specifically, and there's so many synergies in his kit that work with it. When you look at his responses on his normal Angel form, after you play an aerial event, you draw a card. On his Archangel, after you play an aerial event, you deal damage to a enemy equal to the cost of that card. It makes some cards in his kit absolutely crazy, such as Metamorphosis, which when you switch to Archangel deals 3 and then 2 more damage based on the response. Or you can flip into the Angel form, which removes 2 threat from a scheme and gets you another card in your hand. Or you go into Warring Worthington, which draws you a card, lets you use your ability to heal yourself by 1 to keep you fighting fit, flip back into whatever form you need to go to, and continue from there. Really, his whole kit comes together with a Techno-Organic Wings upgrade. Super thematic, Angel's the reason that he's, Apocalypse is the reason that he's like Archangel, so I thought it was a really fun and thematic matchup. Also, thanks to a commenter for having me switch up kind of the orders I was going to do this. Originally, I was going to have, I was going to have Bishop fighting Apocalypse because I knew he was a bit of a challenge, and I was going to have Angel fighting the 4 Horsemen because in some stories he's one of those, but this was more thematic, and I think probably a lot more fun. The Techno-Organic Wings is absolutely insane. If you're Angel, it's just a free ready. You can tap every turn. Starting the game and not starting with it is completely different kind of character you're playing. That's why we have the copy of Superpower Training in here to fetch it for us. And if you're an Archangel, the next aerial event you play, this phase is reduced by 2. Super good, super versatile. If you need the cost reduction, if you need the ready. This ready was so clutch because we had the Soaring Acrobatics as well. We got so much value out of this Soaring Acrobatics card, doing the 3 thwarting, or even doing like 1 attack, or defending for 3. The deck worked together and came together really well. So Angel's whole identity is always about his aerial event cards. He also has this resource Avian Anatomy. After you spend this card, you pay for an aerial event. It essentially puts that event back in your hand to either spend on another card or to just play that event twice in a turn. I think we did that for his thwarting card. I forgot what it's called. Natural Flight. We play that twice in a turn, which is 8 threat removal, which is really good because aggression needs that threat removal, as you see that we're playing. Let's start with the basic cards. We're on X-Gene. Because this is an event-based hero, this is worth playing. It just generates a wild for an identity-specific event. We've got Soaring Acrobatics, which is super clutch. If you're an aerial character, you can exhaust it. Buff up one of your basic powers by 1, once a turn. Helicarrier in here just for that normal cost reduction and a target for our build support, just to keep those events going. Of course, we can't only play event cards. We are playing solo, so we do need allies. Even though allies are punished in this scenario through Gene Pool, since he's not as stringent with the Gene Pool threat as Unis, I thought it'd be okay. Just essentially hope we can avoid the infinite soldiers and not get the really bad surge effects. But we were keeping Gene Pool down in general, so it never really got super high to begin with. He doesn't have ways to increase it other than the encounter cards, in which case getting those encounter cards is kind of a break for us. We're on Ironheart here, mostly because we have a couple of the cards from the Wasp pack, so it would fit in. It also lets us cycle a card and maybe get rid of some kind of dead cards in our hand to hopefully find an event, get our character rolling. Cannonball is really good here, 3-cost ally. He takes reduces the amount of consequential he takes by 1 for each aerial card in your hand. Usually you have a ton of aerial cards in your hand, so he's just kind of like, he's low-key like Venom's multi-gun. You just tap him every turn. He either does 2 threat or 2 damage somewhere. Then we got Nick Fury Classic. Even though he kind of hurts us a bit with that Gene Pool threat, just the fact that he can get us into 3 new cards, maybe into some doubles or like the Power of Flight doubles and whatnot, just get us playing more cards and defending our life total. We're on the Energy Genius and Strength as always, just because we play high enough cost cards to warrant it. We're on the 2 Power of Flight. This came in Angel's pack, which says double the number of resources this card generates while paying for an aerial card. Super good. We have the Bombs Away, all the cards in his kit. Got Cannonball. It's really, really good stuff here. The 2 player side schemes we're on are the 2 from Next Evolution, Superpower Training to find us our wings, which is super, super important for this character. Gets his economy going and get some readies. And then we have the build support here as well to find that Helicarrier. Or even, I think we can get Worthington Industries as well, which is also low-key extremely good. I felt like it did so much in that last game we played. It's a really big centerpiece to his economy. Gets the events he wants to play back into his deck, and it's really cheap. And it's not forced as an alter ego action, so if you want to just shuffle cards back in, sort of similar to Shuri's Aja Adana, you can just do it as an action. You don't even have to go alter ego for it, which is super good. Looking at our aggression lineup, we're on triple Chase Them Down. We know Apocalypse has the Prelate minions, so this could be good value when we knock one of them out just to remove 2 threat either from the main or the side scheme that we can now thwart off of when they get defeated. Just a really good value card in general. It kind of has anti-synergy with Hulk because of that mental resource, but it's okay. Triple Surprise Attack. Metamorphosis is such a good card that you want to be playing usually every time you see it, but even if you don't get to do it, it's a bit awkward in this scenario with all the tough cards going around, but it's still really good value, especially with the Martial Prowess, where you saw one turn, I think I played 2 or 3 of them on the flip up, just dealing 3 damage, 4 damage, and 4 damage. It's just really good, really versatile. This one's pretty interesting too. We got Pitchback, another 1-cost event, and it also does 4 damage to an enemy, but it doesn't require you to change forms. What it does require you to do is attack, which actually makes your attack in normal angel form worth doing, because you can hit for 1 and then you can trigger the pitchback to deal 4 more damage, ready up off your wings, and then do that big thwart for 3 if you have the soaring out. Really good, and 5 is a really good number for the scenario because all the prelates have 5 per player health, so in solo you can just knock them out with that combo. This card got like the least amount. This is the card I was the most iffy on, but honestly, if I didn't have this card, I think I would have been cooked in the last turns. Being able to play the Bombs Away to clear all those like Dark Riders guys that came out on the board was a super, super clutch. And it just, I didn't play it for most of the game. It is an aerial card, so like we can lower consequential with kind of cannonball. We can pay for the power of flight, and it does do 3 to a minion and an enemy. So if you're doing 2 for 6, it's actually pretty good value, even though you have to exhaust something. So I don't know. Would I take it out? Probably not, but I could understand if you didn't want to play it. We're looking at these 2 cards here. We're on Wasp here. She's basically just in here because of what's it called? She's an aerial card, and she's red, so we can play her just in case we ever had the resources, the lightning resource from Bombs Away could be spent. We have Hulk here, which as a classic, he didn't do as well today as he has in the other, games on the channel. He hit a lightning, which dealt 1 to everyone, which almost killed me. And then also he did a mental, which was discarding himself. But both times his damage was so important that even though he did both of those things, it was really good that I had him around for that 3 damage. And to round it out, we have Martial Prowess here. Just max 1 per player under any player's control. You can tap it to generate a fist resource for a aggression event. That's basically it. That was a super close, fun, and thematic game. I was literally, my heart was racing. I was almost out of breath, and we're literally playing a card game, which is crazy. Super fun, super thematic. But as always, and you guys might have an inkling where this villain's going to go, which I think is pretty tough, actually. Let's go ahead and see where Apocalypse 1 stacks up with the rest of the villains in Marvel Champions. I'll see you there. Okay, so let's talk about Apocalypse. As always, the catchphrase, this is a pretty interesting hero to discuss. So Apocalypse is cool. I really like him in terms of being an evolution of this Hela scenario, and sort of similar to Fantasy Flight Games, other living card games, where you kind of go on this journey along with them. You're kind of like infiltrating Apocalypse's tower, you're infiltrating his throne room, and then once you're able to defeat him and get through these side schemes, he's no longer worthy to finally be able to be defeated. I think it's really cool because of the fact how the side schemes and the minion that come in interact. When the minion comes in, you have to defeat it before you can throw it off the side scheme. Then when you throw it off the side scheme, what it does is it brings in a new minion and then a new side scheme, and then it goes over and over 3 times in a row until you defeat the last side scheme, which has, I think, 3 acceleration icons on it. When you defeat that one, then what happens is that you go into his final phase where you get 1 last of those Prelate minions, and then he is no longer worthy. But he can't take damage all that Prelate minions out, so you have to go through 4 of his Prelate minions, just kind of like really fun and thematic. All these kind of big bad villains that have worked with under or alongside Apocalypse. You had stuff like Mr. Sinister, you have like the Shadow King and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool how that works together, and like thematically, it's like these are these challenges that you're fighting in Apocalypse's realm and his tower to lead up to finally facing off against the big bad. And I think in terms of like a difficulty, I think it's probably a bit harder than Hela, mostly because of the fact that he gets these attachments, specifically when you go up to higher player counts, but of course this is only in solo. He gets these attachments that don't go away unless you defeat him, which means you can't kind of like ignore him and just build on the first main scheme the entire game, because these attachments range from like giving him retaliate, giving him stalwart, giving him extra attack, giving him extra scheme, and the scheme will put threat on all the side schemes. So there's these like really bad attachments. He'll get overkill sometimes, and he also gets overkill on his phase 4. But he starts the game with a minion against you. The main scheme threat threshold on expert, I think, starts at 10. That is high, but it's not like super high when you realize you have kind of a permanent acceleration icon. So it goes up 2 per turn at minimum. And then when you start clearing through the minions, it's 3 per turn, 4 per turn. Once you make that choice to go past the first acceleration token, you really have to have like a really good build or like a really good tempo game plan, because that threat will tick up very, very fast, and you need to have, answers for it. As you saw, you got pretty close to scheming out there at the end. There was a couple activations that if they didn't go our way, we would have lost, but luckily we were able to complete it. In terms of where I would rate him difficulty wise, I had to see where I thought Hela was, so I put Hela at the bottom of B tier. And Apocalypse I think is very similar to Hela, but Hela is way, especially in solo, in my opinion, way more gameable than he is. There's absolutely nothing really, in my opinion, in Hela's kit that forces you to truly advance the main scheme until you're completely built out. Apocalypse isn't like that. He definitely forces you to make progress against him, in my opinion. And you know, he has ways of getting overkill. He has these other different things. He has like crisis icons to stop you from keeping the main lowered, and then when you clear that crisis icon, it mills his deck so he gets through it faster for more acceleration tokens. I think it's a really awesome scenario, and I think it's a really elegant solution to kind of the problem Hela can have of being gamed, specifically in solo, even though you still can game it to a certain extent, at least for a couple turns in solo, because one acceleration icon still isn't that bad, but the main scene being too lower, and the fact that if you let him flip he gets overkill is pretty tough, especially if you don't account for it. All that being said, I think Apocalypse, because of the amount of tempo he starts with, kind of the amount of answers he wants you to have, I think he'll be in the bottom of A tier. So we have Nebula. We threw the 4 Horsemen underneath last week. Do I think he's harder than the 4 Horsemen? I'd say probably not. I'd say he's probably weaker than Red Skull, stronger than Red Skull. At the time, Red Skull's tough. You're gonna be able to deal with this threat every turn. I feel like these are kind of like interchangeable. Maybe he's weaker or stronger than Red Skull. But what do you guys think about Apocalypse 1? Where would you put him on the tier list? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I thought it was a really fun thematic showcase. We got another pretty thematic matchup coming next week. And to wrap us up against Ensabanur, we'll have a very special fan favorite hero taking him on. Thank you guys so much for being part of this journey. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Goodbye.